What's up, guys? So today's video is going to be my impressions of Sephiroth after a few days. This isn't going to be so much of a guide as just a simple like what I think of the character and the key moves and strengths weaknesses of the character video. I might try and make like a basic guide in a few days when I really know the character a bit more. I don't want to put out a guide too early. With that said, let's get into him. I think first of all is one of the best designed newcomers in Ultimate. Period. I think his kit is sick. He has so many options, mix-ups. He feels satisfying to play. He just feels like a really cool character design. I also find he's very versatile, right? Like, I've been thinking of ways to play him. I've seen people play him, like, using a lot of, I've been playing with a lot of side B, and it seems really good. I've seen people spamming a lot of neutral air, and, like, that seems to work out really well. I've seen people, like, use forward air for spacing and back air for spacing. I've seen people, like, say forward tilt key moves to spam with him. I've seen people just, like, abusing dash attacks and down tilts even, although that's not quite as good, I'm pretty sure, as like playing his own B style with him. I've seen people use this, like spam like neutral B a lot. And like charge cancel, like mess people up. So, right off the bat, he has a lot of ways you can play him. And I think he's one of those characters where you're gonna have to kind of know like all the different styles depending on the character, right? Because you're fighting a short character, like you need to use side B because his hit's pretty low. Whereas like forward air might not catch like a Kirby running at you on the ground or like a Pikachu. So like knowing those nuances is very important for this character. And like how his hitboxes work, knowing things like back hit, up air, up smash being bigger than front hit but a little bit slower is like key to the character, along with the spacing for those different like size of hitboxes. And knowing how to do things like that versus like using up tilt to like anti-air instead as a low commitment option, maybe like also like catch roll and spot dodges. And there's so many nuances to how you can play him. You're fishing for side Bs, are you using the bubbles to like set up short breaks, combo off of them, make people afraid and pressure them. Like how are you using this? Are you doing like one bubble or are you doing like you try to set like multiple at a time? Like what's your game plan with that, right? There's so many things. Even his counter is this phenomenal move potentially because it has ridiculous scaling. Like the scaling of that move's insane. It did over 20 damage. Oh, just the first hit of Cloud Forward Smash. And, I find myself spamming that move because I think it's such a good option, especially when you do things like this. You feel like forward air, forward tilt, people start like trying to jump over you after they block this. You do this because they just want to attack with a dash attack or a forward air or something. And they start conditioning with this a bit more, dash back around, start doing this. And then once again, you get over like 2 ants to attack you, just do a lot of damage, make them afraid. So, yeah, like every button he has is really good and useful. And there's legit not a single attack he has that's bad, except maybe his jab. It's frame 5, it's not that great, but it's a jab. He's not really supposed to have like a good CQC game. He's very clearly like a spacing zoner type character. I think he's kind of in line with other sword characters where like, versus like projectile characters, he's gonna struggle a little bit because he has to approach into them. And sword characters aren't the best of that. But he's gonna keep out like the close range characters really well. I think he's gonna kind of just beat other sword characters also because he's just gonna outspace them. I've been finding characters with good air mobility a bit annoying until I started spamming like this a bit more and like using this well and like just using his anti-airs really well. People saying short characters are a problem for him, and the only thing I'm pretty sure about is I think short characters will end up being a problem for him overall. Just because if you can't rely on using like this, even like rising there doesn't hit them well, so you have to do like falling theirs. But falling theirs, give people more time to react and punish. It's not the biggest hitbox, so I think he's gonna show up, especially versus like the rats, Diddy Kong, and yeah, I think just like short characters. The really fast characters may be annoying, like Fox, but I'm honestly not too concerned about characters like Fox or Wario for him, or Falcon. I think except projectile characters would be annoying. I also think characters that have particularly brutal combo games are going to be annoying for him. Because, first of all, his like wing mechanic requires him to take damage, and like, because he's Mewtwo weight, but he's also a fast fall and he's very tall, he's combo food, and he'll die from a lot of combos really easily. Combine that with his recovery being very susceptible to aggressive edge guarding before you can like get it out, or to counters. There's gonna be some matchups where it's like he recovers for free, and other matchups where it's kind of abysmal off Siege. And that's going to be really interesting to see if he has counterplay or not to all that stuff. But I'm worried about characters with like two-piece combos, or like throw combos into kills, tilt into kill combos, falling aerial into kill combos, whatever it is. I think that could potentially be an issue for him. Because I think this character, while he's still pretty good in base form, I think when he hits his one wing, he's like an instant top tier. Like, whether or not he's top tier in base form, whatever. But with the wing, he is absolutely one of the best characters in the game. A triple jump that's like really high up. Oh, as I should mention, a short hop is one of, if not the best in the game. And Ray opens up to do like this slot because it's so low. Like having a low short hop, having like a full like height full hop, amazing. But yeah, this triple jump really makes it hard to do anything versus him in disadvantage or off stage. So like his goal is to live until he gets that consistently and then just win the game, I think. And the good Sephiroth players are going to be good Lucario players where they kind of find out how to live that long, which requires a lot of knowledge of stage control, kill setups, edge guards, etc. Speaking of edge guarding, I'm so undecided if this character is more of a ledge trapper or edge guard character. If I'm leaning towards edge guarding, even without the without the one wing, his edge guarding is really solid. Like this lingering forward air covers a lot. Doing this is insane. Like up, like forward air, and then like up beam here to cover recoveries is just so good because most characters can't challenge that. Having a counter is amazing, especially when it's as powerful as his. You can always like up air people going high up and keep him at disadvantage there, although it's pretty committal if you miss this, you're like losing advantage state. Back air is a hard read, is insane if you don't want to just like keep hitting them with fair over and over. And then finally, it's not easy to land, but this down air 2 frame shows a lot of promise as people get better with it. Doing things like this. It's not instant because the down air is quite a bit started, but it works. Honestly, this down air in general is really nice though. This is just so big, even for landing. Like people have to respect this. But yeah, I'm not sure if like edge guarding with him more, although I'm leaning towards that versus ledge trapping with this. Because like the mix-ups off this are insane, right? Regular get up, roll, get attack, hold ledge, and just this. But they roll early enough, you can like do like that though and cancel into up tilt. Call it with like a jump with the forward air. And there's a lot of crazy mix-ups you can do with that. That as long as he has time to set up neutral B in the first place is insane. Even if he doesn't, as long as the opponent thinks he has enough time to set it up, you can scare people at the ledge into really dumb options. And you can always just do this, right? You can always just do it early neutral B and like ledge trap using that. You can pop off this, which is nice. You can always charge a bit more, which is also decent. Honestly, the zoning tool seems pretty good. And yeah, it's really interesting to see a character with so many different ways to play. Even at disadvantage, right? You can choose to play more aggressively with like landing with forward airs, down airs, nairs. You can use counters to beat things out and get big punishes. You can use his pretty good jump height and okay air mobility to escape. Hell, his ledge stalling with this is insane. Like, I haven't seen people who've been spamming this yet, and it's insane. Yeah, this is an option as well. Like this up B, I think, could actually be a sick bait, right? Where you see someone whiff something, go for it. But like, if you notice they're not like whiffing something or they're waiting for it, you just back out. Yeah, you can always do like this to like cover like ledge jumps, regular get-ups, rolls, like trying to space it. And it's just so much depth to this character. It's insane. And as a, I'm trying to think of anything really important to talk about where it's like neutral, lots of good options overall, lots of mix-ups. No, I think the only particularly spammable move is this. I think otherwise he kind of has to use his entire kit pretty well. But I think he has a pretty basic game plan of like do this, make someone have to approach him and do this. Even like projectile characters who are setting to be trouble, he can just get a little closer to them and do this in their face, and like they have to do something about it. You know, ledge trapping, talk about edge guarding. Yeah. Overall, I am pretty confident that he's gonna at least be a high tier. Whether he's lower high tier or higher high tier, I'm not sure. And I'm even more confident he's not gonna get worse over time. Like, you know, sometimes a character comes out and people freak out about him, and then like we find out the character is okay. Not bad, but not great. No, I think Sephiroth is just gonna get better. Like, if Sephiroth ends up being a top tier with a matchup spec where he just beats a lot of characters and has a handful of like annoying but not unwinnable matchups. It won't surprise me. You know, adding some like shield break setup stuff he has, having like, I can't speak right now. Having some super armored smashes is bonkers when used right. Like if someone's trying to land on top of you, and you have super armor up smash because you have the wing out. Good luck with that actually. Or like, you know, you want to just like call someone out with like a forward smash and they die at 50. Yeah, they start shooting yourself and you just kill them. Like, there's so many ways to kill people. This character is kind of cheesy, right? Like, he kills you very early, does a lot of damage, keeps you out, seems kind of safe. Feels like he kind of does everything in exchange for being so light and just fragile. And yeah, just my impressions on the character. Only the notable weakness I've noticed is as grab game is pretty lackluster, so while he has like grab combos, like he has like, you know, down throw fair. He also has like back throw back air, which is really good, especially if you don't DI properly. But like even at higher percents, if you do like this and someone doesn't DI properly, you can get this at higher percents. That's supposed to be back air or whatever. And then if they start DIing that properly, you can start doing down throws here, catch them DIing towards you, and they go for like down throw forward as a higher percent, and then you can start mixing them up with things like, hey, grab mid stage, I might get down throw you or back throw you. And I could be wrong, but I don't think there's enough time to react to the throws consistently, even offline. Especially online, like you're not reacting to the throws. You have to just guess. So while his grab itself isn't that good, and they doesn't have a kill throw, I do think that's a good enough grab game that like you can't just show up as this character willy-nilly and just take the pressure. So yeah, overall, really cool, fun, sick, great character that I love his addition to Smash. My personal favorite DLC is still Min Min, just playstyle wise, but as like an aesthetic and a moveset and a design, I think Sephiroth like by far has hit the mark in every way. His comeback mechanic is really good, but doesn't feel cheap because you can kill before he gets it. He doesn't quite become like get like these absurdly broken moves with it. It's like perfectly designed. Maybe the triple jump is a little bit much, but we'll see. You know, he's like a power prep Byleth or Belmonts in a way, but he doesn't simplify the game, and there's definitely more nuance to him than just that. And bravo, Smash team. Good character.